Genshin has a vast amount of characters, all with unique and individual stories that complement and build up the world of Teyvat. With each new region, we're gifted with new cast members where we learn about their lives, who they are as a person, and how they fit into one of Teyvat's 7 regions. These characters are truly a sight to behold as the world continues to evolve alongside their stories. And yet, when I open up the game and explore the world, it's pretty, it's big, and at times it's breathtaking. Seeing a new region for the first time, getting that very first statue of the 7 in a new area, and just getting that nice overview of the world. But there's something missing. Let's take a walk through a city. It's filled with people trading, talking, and living their lives. However, what do you notice? The people in which these city streets are filled with, they're strangers. I don't know these people for the most part. They fit in with their region, the colors match, and the personalities are there. But these aren't the same cast members that I've spent hours with, days with, years even. They're just NPCs filling out the world, while the real characters are nowhere to be seen. They're not in the world. They exist clearly and have an impact, but we never get to see them out in the open world. And that's such a flaw to me. I don't care about these NPCs. If anything, I just run past them without a second thought. It is nice to have. It's the fluff that if it wasn't there, it would be noticeable. But it doesn't provide that extra spice. And after getting attached to Farina and doing her story quest, small spoilers for the end, but when she's standing in the room afterwards, I came to a realization that I had to savor this moment with her. Because I knew as soon as I left, as soon as I wanted to continue my journey, she'd be gone. I had to leave her. And I didn't know when was the next time I'd see her. And it's not just her. No one is here. You're telling me that in a world of 40, 50, 60 plus characters, we can't have a few roaming the streets. Jean can't be sitting in her office. Ning Wang in the Jade Palace. Tegnari in the forest. You get my point. Why not use the cast to the world's advantage and have them in the game? It doesn't have to be everybody, but just some to add to the immersion. When I go into a city, sure there might be a few NPCs that I recognize. I might see a nice design here and there. I remember being in Mondstadt for the first time and seeing these 2 really cool Fatui agents just chilling here. And as the game progresses, their dialogue continues to evolve as the story plays out, just highlighting how impactful our role in the story has been. It's such a nice sight from just seeing the typical local in their regular clothes. And over the years, we continue to learn more and more about these agents. But I wish we could see the characters that we've grown attached to in the world, especially when we know these characters are active in their daily lives. They're busy. Each time a new event rolls around, we get to see what said character has been up to, get a snippet of their life, and they're actually in the world. Like, physically here. I think it would add so much life to the world of Genshin if they just included their characters in it. Another great example of this is Navia's story quest, in which after going on our date, we conclude with her looking at a beautiful family portrait that was made. It's such a genuine and tender moment, and then we cut out and go back into the open world. And once again, I just had to take pictures. I had to, because in that moment, I knew she was going to be gone. It'd be a nice reward if we completed the story quest or even the hangout quest for our characters, and then we got to see them in the world. It's such a small addition, but I feel as if it would add so much life to the world as they just passed by us. They don't even have to be limited to the cities. Imagine Eula going on patrol in Mondstadt, Zencho gathering inspiration for his next book while near the Liyue Mountains. Imagine like Ito bug fighting random kids on the sand, Zhao being all edgy and emo in like a tree somewhere, Venti being drunk in a bar, Klee being in jail. They can get so creative with their character personalities that they've made. Now, putting the characters outside of the cities is probably a stretch, but just involving more of the cast in the world, maybe some of our daily commissions could be given by them. We could have Diona asking us to get her wine supplies, helping her clean up her bar, running errands for Delu, helping the knights. Maybe Sino has his hands full and needs help clearing out some enemies. Maybe Fremen is feeling lonely and wants a diving partner. We can go catch the strange light with him, go fish blasting with Klee, taking some of the hangout events and possibly scaling them down and putting them into missions. There's a daily in Mondstadt where you're asked to find this guy who's stalking Barbara and you're asked to take care of him. And I thought this was really cool cool because it pertained to a known character, and this is something that I would feel like would actually happen to Barbara given her status as an idol. It feels like I was doing something that actually mattered and got properly rewarded for it. I think it would also be a great way to promote more of the side characters who aren't involved as much in the Archon quest. It's like a bridge to getting you to do their hangout quest, which is already a slice of life story. By having them in dailies, we can get to know them a little bit more, and if we like them enough, then we invite them to our hangout. This would also make the world feel a lot less disconnected. One event that I recently liked was the cooking event, as we got to see different groups from each nation convene at the Wangshu Inn as they passed by. Each one having their own reasoning for stopping by was really nice and made the world feel better connected. Now granted, it would have been cool if the different groups interacted with one another, but I still enjoyed the event. These are just a few changes that I think would make better use of Genshin's overall large cast, especially since we still have 2 more regions to explore and maybe Conria, which means the roster will continue to expand, making the world a lot larger, and I think it'd be a shame if we didn't see our favorite characters in our daily lives.